Dennis-Kenji Kipker. He's a professor of IT security law at HSB City University of Applied Sciences in Bremen. Dennis, good to have you with us. All right, let's start at the beginning. Tell us, what's a metaverse?
Yeah, it's a very difficult term. So the metaverse can be considered as a completely artificial world in which physical reality merges with augmented reality. And we have virtual reality, so-called in the cyber world. And the term is quite old. It was firstly coined in 1992, but until now there has not been either the technical capability to realize it or the economic potential to do so. And Facebook's idea can, in my opinion, also be seen as a direct consequence of the digitalization we are facing, which was brought by the corona pandemic. As Facebook hopes the metaverse will provide a technical environment, a new environment, in which people can work, use their free time, and possibly communicate with each other in this metaverse, especially through the use of VR headsets.
Now, Dennis, we've got to be careful, you and I, that we don't go too deep into this to try and keep our viewers with us. But how close to sort of like a Sims world that our viewers may have been aware of will this metaverse be? I know there are some metaverses in existence currently, small places. Just describe what it's like once a person is in the metaverse.
Yeah, it's difficult to say because every metaverse can be different. So you could use smartphones, for example, to use augmented reality. As already mentioned, you could use VR headsets to create your own cyber world where you can people meet virtually, where you can work virtually. So there are many possibilities also for gaming possibly. So there's no general term or general definition for metaverse that can be used in every case.
And it's just being completely plugged into that virtual world, isn't it, Dennis? Can you give us what critics are saying about this idea? It feels to me a little bit like, you remember that movie a couple of years ago, Ready Player One?
Yeah, of course. There have been many critics due to this announcement of this new flagship project. So it was also very fitting because we had this whistleblowing scandal in the United States a few weeks ago. We had in the last days extreme technical failures of both Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook. And one cannot deny, of course, that is also intended to put the social media group tarnish public image in a better light. Again, however, in my opinion, it will certainly be years before Facebook is really technically ready. So not only the development efforts and costs are quite considerable, as already mentioned, for this metaverse. The question is also whether the metaverse will be accepted by the users. And what is clear, in my opinion, is that the metaverse will certainly lead to even more personal data about users being collected and used for advertising purposes of these big social networks and possibly passed on to other companies. And due to this, the risk of digital spying on citizens by private companies will therefore increase considerably through the use of this potential new metaverse created by Facebook.
Now, Dennis, I'm glad you mentioned it there because I did wonder, 50 million put up in the initial startup, how would they pay for this thing going forward? Because it's going to take huge amounts of server space to try and run this metaverse. So advertising, I guess, has been put forward as the way to pay for it. Now, you're in this sort of world, not in the metaverse, of course, and you don't seem that keen on it. So who is Mark Zuckerberg marketing this at, do you think?
Yeah, I think this is being sold as a political project because there have been many political flaws, especially in the United States, also in the European Union. And Facebook also seems that the European Union market is still one of the biggest in the whole world. And here in the European Union, Facebook has also become under increasing pressure, not least, at least because of the data protection problems the corporation faced in the last years. And among other things, of course, it's also a political question to create new possibilities for work for the people. And among other things, it can also be seen or intended by Facebook that the company wants to attract European tech talent directly to this corporation.
Okay, Dennis-Kenji Kipker. I would say see you in the metaverse, but I don't think I'll see you there. Do appreciate your analysis, though. Thanks for being with us.